All right, guys, welcome to Week 5 Pick'ems. Week 4 was confusion for me, was sadness. I ended up with 9-7 record, overall 39-25. I'm sad bodied about it. Yeah, I'm gonna pass the sticks to CJ now.
Yeah, man. I had it a little rough last week. We also had our first tie of this channel's history. So obviously, none of us chose that was a tie. So that was a loss on each of our records. Last week, I went 11-5. Missed some easy ones in my opinion, but my total record sits at 46-18, and I know I'm narrowly in first place. Rock, what's your record from last week and your total record?
Yeah, so I won 11-5 last week. My total record's 43-21. I hate Atlanta and I hate the Commanders just being so bipolar every single week. Can never get those two teams right. Every single week. I'm wrong about them every week. Every week I'm wrong about those two teams. But I was right about the Bears, and that's what got me hyped. I was going crazy in our group chat when the Bears blocked that kick. Pissed some people off, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I keep risking my picks, man. I don't know. I always am like, let's pick the Panthers, and then they get dogged. It's wonderful. I love it. I love hearing Rock being like, "Hey, man, should have picked the Patriots, dude." And I was like, "Yep, yep, should have picked the Patriots."
Yeah, I feel like any of those teams that are floating around 500, it's like you just never know what you're going to get. So those are going to be a lot of the ones we're getting wrong. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
well,
Hey,
anyways, are you guys ready to go into the first matchup of week 5?
well,
Yeah.
I think Dave wants to recap these bye week teams real quick, though. I mean, we're standing in
I
front of
mean,
them.
yeah. I mean, it was really quick. Just week 5 is going to be shorter because it's actually starting to be teams actually having buys. Week 5 buys sucks though, to be honest with you. It's so early, but these are the teams here that have it: Steelers, Falcons, Bears, and Packers. So they can rest up, get healthy, and figure out what they're going to do for the rest of the year, man. So yeah,
Sir, yes, sir. All
yeah.
right.
If you guys don't have anything else, we're going to move on. So.
Get healthy. Let's go beat the Browns a week from now. That's all I gotta say.
Boy, boy, boy.
All right, we just well by now the Thursday night football game is over between the Niners and Rams. I lost this. I had the Rams beating them 28-14. Obviously, that didn't happen. It went all the way to overtime, and it was just a really bad handoff at the end of the game, and the Niners got this one, man. So their Niners are 4-1, and the Rams are 3-2 now. So we'll see what happens. Brock, take it ahead.
Yeah, I think I speak for all of us when we say we got the Rams wrong this week. I think the Niners came out angry that they lost to the Jaguars. Probably played a big part into this week's game in the scoring. I still believe the Rams were a better team, but these teams know each other very well. They play each other twice a year, possibly three times a year. So yeah, it was a coin flip. It went to OT, and it came down to a fumble at the goal line and a really bad handoff at 4th and 1 when they should have just kicked the field goal and kept the game going. All right, CJ, what do you think?
Yeah, man. Going in, I had the Rams picked as well. Had them winning 27-14. But the whole time I was rooting for the Niners. Since they are in my division, as a Seahawks fan, I'm expecting the Rams and Seahawks to be up at the top at the end. So I'm still not thinking very highly of the Niners, even though they pulled this game off. I know they're pretty happy that they were able to give Mac Jones, the magic knee elixir, because I had no idea who their backup was. I think they said Martinez was warming up, and I was like, who? So I know they're glad, he got to stand there and make some plays. I'm ultimately glad the Niners won. Hopefully they can help the Seahawks win the NFC West. So, but yeah, we all took a loss this week. All had the Rams. Yeah, game's concluded. We know we're wrong. So,
0-1, baby. 0-1.
0-1.
Moving on. All right, moving on.
All right, guys. So next game we got is Minnesota against Cleveland here. I think I'm gonna be the only one who picks Cleveland this week. Minnesota's O line banged up defense. The Cleveland defense is just that good in my opinion. Um, Myles Garrett, Mason Graham, just I feel like they're really just gonna give whoever's starting, I think it's still Wentz from Minnesota, a hard time, and I don't think they're gonna be able to run the ball. It's gonna be interesting to see Dylan Gabriel come out and start for Cleveland. Honestly, put Shador out there over him, but hey, they want to see the third round pick over the fifth round pick, and I get it. So other than that, CJ, what do you think? Oh, I forgot
Man,
my score. My bad. 17-14 Cleveland.
yeah, I got to agree with you, man. I have Cleveland winning as well in a 21-17 victory. And JJ McCarthy is still going to be out probably for another week or two. And as you mentioned before, Gabriel going in, Flacco is getting hit a lot. He can't really move around at that age. Gabriel gives him a lot more mobility. He's going to be able to hopefully move around, make some more plays for him, and use their playmakers a little more efficiently. Because, like you said, their defense is really one of the best in the league, and I believe they still have the lowest points allowed this season going into this week. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching the Cleveland defense really close. And yeah, Deegs, take it away. My final score on that one is I already said it, but Cleveland pulling it off 21-17. My fault. Take it away, Deegs.
Yeah, so I guess my sources are wrong because honestly, from what I was hearing was that JJ was gonna play. But if I am wrong, then yeah, I mean that changes a lot for me just because the Cleveland defense has actually been really good. Definitely Jahmyr Gibbs was running on them a little bit though last week, so that was a little eye opening. But they're not gonna get it done every week, right? It's the NFL. Every week's tough in its own right. So it's an early game. Minnesota's got to travel from Dublin to London. So, their schedule's already kind of messed up. And, from Rock saying that their offensive line is pretty much done for now with the injuries. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely was picking Minnesota. I even picked Minnesota before this video. Uh, I'm gonna
Stick
have
with
I'm
it.
gonna have I'm
Stick
gonna have
with
to go with the
it.
Browns,
We
man, just because my sources
we
are
talked
wrong,
him
dude.
into
I'm gonna go
it.
with the Browns. I'm gonna be that
Stick with
guy.
it.
I'm
He's
gonna pick the Browns.
scared.
I'm gonna pick
He's
the Browns.
scared.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the Browns. A close one though. Close one. 17-14. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be
trust
cheesy.
your gut.
I'm
Trust your
cheesy.
gut.
I'm mac and cheese in it right
Hey,
now. Yeah.
it's all right, man. I had mac and cheese for dinner. Niners had mac and cheese Jones. As Deegs likes to call him. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see Cleveland. It's funny that we all have them. That's quite an underdog pick. I even crossed out Minnesota right before the video started. Circled Cleveland, because I felt like believing this week. So
Hey, what? I didn't even have Minnesota circle. I just picked Cleveland. So
yeah,
Man. Dylan Gabriel chance,
Rockstradamus.
man.
yeah.
Dylan Gabriel chance.
There we go.
All
All
right.
right, let's move on, boys.
Boy. Okay. Houston versus Baltimore. Both of these teams are 1-3. It's a 1-3 battle here. They're in Baltimore. Doesn't even matter if Baltimore is at home. They are soft on defense. They still can't do anything. They have almost all of their stars questionable or out possibly. This pick is mainly because I'm the fan of the team, so I'm gonna pick Baltimore winning 28-16. But if Lamar's out, they're gonna get dogged. I need to see if Nate Wiggins is gonna be there or Marlon Humphrey, Roquan, Stanley. I can go on and on, man. They got beat up in Kansas City, so if they play, I think this is a must. This is definitely a must win for them. But if they play, I see them winning. If they don't, 1-4, and like Rock says, top five pick. Yeah, that's what I got. So, yeah, go ahead, guys. CJ.
Yeah, man. I got to disagree with you. I had originally circled Baltimore, but with Cooper Rush likely to be at the helm for this game, I think C.J. Stroud's due for a good game, and this has been a really rare season for Baltimore where it hasn't looked like a Ravens defense that we all know. I believe they still have no sacks on the season. You could correct me if I'm wrong, Deegs, and they've been passed all over the field. I feel like them losing that first game versus the Bills, giving that one away, was definitely heartbreaking for them. And I feel like I can see the instability in their, effort to recover from that. So, and this is also one of those games where when you were doing your research, I thought about writing down all the players that were injured, and I was like, the whole team's injured. I'm like, I'm not writing that down. So I just know they're hurt. And I think the great equalizer will be their inability to get any pass rush thus far this season, and then the Houston Texans, below average O line. So we're going to see if they can finally step up and protect CJ Stroud and see if he actually has a good game. But I have Houston winning it in a close one, almost the same score as you, 20-17. Take it away, Rock.
Yeah, I got Houston winning 21-14. As Deeks pretty much said, he took my segment from me. All their players are hurt, all the important ones, the ones you buy the jerseys and show up and watch the game for. They're not playing this week. Baltimore's getting a top 5 pick. They're going to draft another tight end or an edge rusher or a linebacker, something that doesn't help the team because that's what they drafted. How else can I bet on Baltimore today?
Pick
You
up
know
their
what?
kicker for fantasy, because that might be the only way they get any points this week. So, anyway,
Maybe,
sorry.
but unironically, I do think King Henry's going to have a great game. He might have his best game of the season this week because he knows Houston. He knows how to dog on Houston. He's done it multiple times back in Tennessee. I think we're going to see a good game from him. But other than that, as everyone's saying, their defense isn't there. My final score is 21 Houston, Baltimore 14. Let's move on from this 1-3 matchup.
Boy, oy, oy. All right, y'all. For this next matchup, we got Miami Dolphins at the Carolina Panthers. Both of these teams are 1-3. As we all know, Tyreek Hill just turned his knee into mush meat. It's a real shame, honestly, to see an athlete that we grew up watching. He was into our adulthood, he was getting drafted, and he's still one of the league's premier athletes. And at 31, with the torn ACL, the dislocated knee, and multiple other ligament damage, I'm really rooting for him to come back and come back stronger. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But I'm calling this one as a Miami Tyreek Hill revenge game. They're going to do it for Hill. They're going to pull it off, beat the disappointing Panthers because they've disappointed me this season. And my final score on that is 24-21. And that's really all I got on that. Deegs, you want to take that away?
Yeah, I have Miami in this one, 20-10. They're going to beat the Carolina. I am picking Carolina again, man. I had the belief that Bryce Young was going to do something. Bryce Young is, and I quote, for me, man, he's a bust. He's terrible. Probably should sell in to get that South Carolina QB at this point, dude. He's not him. This organization is terrible. I don't know what
The
direction
B
they're
word.
going.
The B word. Anything but bust.
Yeah. No, he's a bust, dude. He is not the guy. I expect Waddle to definitely step up, and Tua didn't look awful against the Jets. It was the Jets, but he didn't look awful. So he's just going against another team that's disastrous. So yeah, I got the Dolphins, man. They're just the better team. Rock, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the outlier. I got Carolina winning 24-20.
Oh man. Oh
My
man.
act foolish. Hopefully it pays off. But you know, these both of these teams are so terrible. I think it's just gonna be like it was last Monday night, but this time I think Miami's losing. I will say Darren Waller coming back with his 2 touchdowns was cool to see. But, you know, hey, old man, finish your season strong, dude. It's your last season, man. It's your last season. But
Return of
other
the
than that,
Waller.
I don't know. I just don't like Miami, especially without Tyreek Hill. I don't like Miami. They haven't shown me anything to be proud of. Neither has Carolina, except for that Atlanta game, and that's why I'm picking them over Miami this week. In all honesty. But let's move on to this next one and stop talking about these losers.
Good. All right. Raiders, Colts. Raiders are 1-3. Colts are 3-1. I think it's the return of Indiana Jones. I think the Colts are going to win this game 31-17. Rock, go ahead.
Yeah, I got Colts winning 35-14. Gino looks terrible. He's going back to Jet Gino. 3 picks last game. Just too much for the team to overcome. I mean, it did come down to a block field goal for them that made them lose. But other than that, the Colts pretty much. If I think if you look back at the stats against the Rams, they were pretty much dominant that whole game against the Rams, and it just came over to a bad turnover. I think at the end that allowed Tutu Atwell just to you know. No, it came down to Adonai Mitchell. That's what it came down to. His bad hold and then his
Losing the ball, celebrating early too.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it came down to. But honestly, yeah, I got the Colts. I think they're gonna clean that up. They're gonna tell the second year guy, hey, stop acting stupid. And I think he's gonna come back angrier. He might actually have a pretty decent game to redeem himself. But other than that, CJ, take it away, man.
Yeah, man. The Raiders are a lot healthier than the Colts going in, but I still had to pick the Colts. I mean, as you mentioned, Gino's turnover problems have been a big issue for the Raiders. It seems like every other game he'll have 3 touchdowns and 300 yards, and then in the very next game he'll throw 3 interceptions. So it's something that with a quarterback with that sort of talent, there's really no excuse for it at this point. He's had plenty of experience in the league. I watched him on the Seahawks, defended him a lot. At this point, he just needs to play smarter football. He needs to know when to put that ball in the dirt. And I know their offensive line and run game isn't doing any favors, but that's what you have to work with. So, we can talk about is the results. So, although the Colts are a little banged up going in, I still got them winning 30-17. Yeah, and that's really all I got on that. It was good to see Genty have his first, welcome to the NFL game, and I believe he had 2 touchdowns that game. So, if you got any final thoughts on that, Deegs, go ahead.
The only thing I have is this is a Colts team that honestly could be 4-0 because they've been playing teams pretty good. Like even the good teams. I'm like, oh, okay, they're actually they're fighting. So but it's not like that. But 4-1. I mean, for a Colts, honestly, to start the season is pretty. Colts fans should be really happy right now. So
And they're really looking forward to trying to bounce back from that disappointing Rams loss. That they had it in the palm of their hands. So even if we any little ounce of us wanted to pick the Raiders, I feel like they're gonna fight and they're gonna want to bounce back, and I feel like they're going to.
If anyone cares, Xavier Howard retired after that last game because he got cooked by Nakua. If anyone cares, retired. So
pass the
another
prime.
gone.
Hang the cleats up.
I
Hang,
wish I
hang
could
them
say
up.
I did care.
Another Colts washed corner, hanging it up
Yep.
All right.
mid-season. So,
All right, let's keep it rolling.
boy, oh, boy. All right, guys, we got the Giants against the Saints here. Jackson Dart looked pretty impressive to me in his debut game. Uh, unfortunately, they're without Neighbors, so lost Neighbors. Another gruesome leg injury at MetLife Stadium. Change the turf, get rid of it. I'm tired of seeing players get injured on that damn field. Joe Holt too. Shout out to him. He got injured as well. But other than that, I got them winning 21-17 against NOLA. I think Dart's going to have a 2-0 start to his rookie campaign, which is impressive to me. But other than that, CJ, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, dude, I got to agree with you. I got the Giants winning 23-20. I actually do think the Saints might be able to put up some points this game because the teams I feel like are a little more evenly matched. But yeah, I also have Dart being able to pull him to 2-0. Obviously, there's been an emergence of Cam Scatabo, the running back from Arizona State, the Sun Devil. He's showing the same thing he did in college, which is that he just wants to go out there and beat people up. They're calling him the CTE demon. All kinds of stuff already. So
We don't say CTE around here. We don't say
yeah,
CTE.
Yeah, Scatabo doesn't get CTE. CTE gets Scatabo. So yeah, I'm holding true with the Giants. What do you got, Deegs?
They both give up a lot of points. They both score. Giants score a lot more points than the Saints based on the what the track record is. Um, Defensively, number wise, I'm gonna go number wise, even though it's keep dogging me this whole entire time. The Saints have just had a better defensive numbers, in my opinion. This is definitely evenly matched. I'm gonna be the only person that is gonna pick them, and I hope that they deliver for me. So I'm gonna go with the Saints. They're 0-4. I just feel like at some point, they are gonna win a football game. I think this is gonna be the one. I think this might be the best chance. Spencer Rattler only has one interception this season. He's really been okay at game managing, and they defensively they're just a little better. And so I'm gonna give New Orleans that thing to cheer about. So I give them this one this week.
I
I think it's a
honestly,
pretty good pick,
I
honestly.
honestly do. I think the fans of NOLA want them to go 0-17, 0-16.
I
I
mean,
don't think
sure.
they want to win games. They just want to look competitive, like try to look competitive and then lose them. You know,
Yeah,
talking
if
to
they
our mutual friend that's a state fan.
yeah if they go into the next season and they're talking about a QB competition between Rattler and Show, um,
They failed. They failed
yeah
this year. They
Yes.
they might lose half their fan base. I mean that is a brutal, that is a brutal thing to imagine on the horizon. So hopefully they can continue to lose for their fans' sake and you know tank
one
for
year of
the
pain,
arch.
says man. 1 year of pain. 1 year of
Yeah.
pain.
Yep,
When you're
1 year
paying.
of pain, and then hopefully we getting paid. All right,
Yeah.
let's move it on, guys. Guys, for this upcoming game, we have the 1-2, and now with one tie, Dallas Cowboys versus your 0-4 New York Jets. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, Dak played very well last game, even with the absence of CeeDee Lamb. But with that being said, I got to take the Jets, man. And the big
Oh,
reason why is because the Cowboys are still missing Tyron Smith and another key piece on their line. And they also, I believe, have the defense that has allowed the most points thus far this season. So I think that with Fields coming back, he's going to have an opportunity to run around, hopefully make a lot more plays, than their backup was able to. And yeah, I ultimately got them taking it in New York. What are your thoughts on that, Rock?
I'm gonna disagree with you, man. I got the Cowboys winning. What was it, 28-17 against the Jets. Uh, I just think their offense is going to be too much for the Jets to handle, in my opinion. Dak looked good. Forgetting the running back's name right now. I don't know why. Javante
Javante?
Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked good. Pickens stepped up big time without CD being around. So that third round pick they traded for him is looking pretty good. Make me a little angry watching him having good games. Getting a little mad at that. Wanted to see the boxing matches in Pittsburgh with him and DK, but that didn't happen this year. So I'm a little disappointed. But other than that, yeah, Dallas defense is a little suspect. They can't contain Fields and Garrett Wilson. I see the Jets sticking around longer than the Cowboys want them to. But other than that, Deeds, take it away. Let's hear your thoughts, man.
Yeah, yeah, I got the Dallas Cowboys, man, winning 35-27. It's definitely going to be a lot of scoring, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it was higher. Dallas puts up a lot of points, and the Jets at times puts up a lot of points as well. Defensively, yeah, I mean, this is not something that you just want to put on tape and be like, wow, this is amazing at all. But yeah, I mean, they tied with Green Bay, who's arguably 2 weeks ago was looking like a contender, So, overall, the Jets are the same old Jets to me. I have no faith in this team. I think they try to tank as well, man. This is another fan base, man. You want them to tank, man. You want a pick or something here for something.
What are they going to take? They I feel like they have well-rounded enough players, but they just don't like get it done. They don't connect well enough on the field. What do they even take?
Whether
Fire the
it's a
GM.
coaching issue, a culture issue,
Yeah.
or all of the above,
Make Joe Namath the GM. That's all I'm saying. He'll guarantee some dubs. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, make Mark Sanchez the OC. Wait,
yeah.
never mind.
But fumbles drawn up every play.
Yeah, we don't have the tush push. We got the tush fumble.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm sitting alone on the island here on the Jets. You guys are both Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's
All
it.
right,
Yep.
all right.
CJ about to be Darrell Revis, dude.
Well, I hope so. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. Hopefully, I'm not wrong on that one.
Hey, we got possibly, I think, game of the week here. 2-2 Denver going to Philadelphia to play the 4-0 Eagles. So here's the thing. So Denver showed up obviously against Cincy. Bo Nix did his thing. J.K. Dobbins is impressing the hell out of me by running everywhere, and he couldn't do that in Baltimore because he kept getting injured. So it is what it is. He's doing well. This defense is first in sacks. They have 15 or 16, I believe, something like that. They're just really good defensively. Seems like they're playing angry ball, right? There's been those two losses that I think they could have probably won, and that's unfortunate. But that is the game. They're going up against the undefeated team in Philly that they get it done regardless of what happens. They went to Tampa. They took care of business there. They definitely played solid as a defensive unit. Definitely seen Jalen Hurts have an okay game. It wasn't amazing, but overall they got it done. I'm going to take an upset here. I think Philly gets their first loss here. I think Denver's going to go in there, and I know I've been wrong before with the Rams pick, but I have a feeling Denver's going to go in there and make a statement. I just Philly's offense is a little wobbly to me at times, and I'm not fully confident in this team, even though they are 4-0. I think they get one. They get a loss here for me. Yeah, Rock, go take it ahead.
Yeah, man. I gotta disagree with you. I don't think you go against the champs, especially when you're at their house. I got them winning 28-21, though. I do think it's gonna be a close game. Um, Concerns for me is that AJ Brown is disgruntled, but last time he was disgruntled, Jalen Hurts made it a point to get him the ball, and I think they blew out the team that they played next after all the AJ Brown tweets and all that. So there's that right from him. Offense, trick plays to Goddard. I think he got two of those like tight end shuttle plays on the goal line or whatever for touchdowns. They had back-to-back weeks where they blocked a kick for a touchdown. Or so I don't know. I just feel like they're complete on all three assets of the game. Denver, I gotta give props to their defense, but Bo Nix is still he's not rated super high this year. Overthrows this week are gonna kill them. So that's why I got Philly. All right, CJ, final thoughts.
Yeah, man. I also got the Philadelphia Eagles taking it. I think it'll be a close game. I think it will come down to who possesses the ball last, how the defense stands up against it. But I got Philly 24-20. Um, Obviously, these are two of the best offensive lines in the league. I give Philly the slight edge just based on experience. But Denver also last game they got R.J. Harvey involved. I believe he had 12 carries or so, and he seemed very effective. Obviously just a rookie. I don't expect him to go into Philadelphia, which is a hard place to play, some tough fans to play in front of, and put up a game and carry his team. And Philadelphia's secondary that looked really strong in the Super Bowl. It hasn't looked quite as strong this year, but I still believe in their depth, and I feel like they're well rounded enough. And with the Broncos not having any receiver that really jumps off the page to me, and as Rock mentioned, the Bo's struggles at throwing the deep ball. I feel like it will come down to them just face guarding as good as they can. If a deep ball goes, it goes. But Terry and Arnold has to stop grabbing, especially for this game. When those balls might not come as accurate as in the previous weeks. So, yeah, I'm sticking with the Eagles on this one, 24-20. Any final thoughts on that? Any of you?
I don't mean to call you out, man, but I thought it was isn't Quinion Mitchell on the Eagles, or am I wrong here? Am I stupid? Not Terry Arnold. I thought Terry Arnold was on the Lions.
I believe yeah, I think thanks for the correction. I meant Quinyon Mitchell.
Okay.
But he is
Yeah.
grabbing though.
I'm not
He's
trying to
getting
call
it.
you out, man. I'm just trying to
He's
make
grabbing.
sure.
No,
Okay.
we gotta be thorough here. So,
Yeah, that's it.
but yeah.
Moving on.
All right, guys. And for this week's matchup, we got the 0-4 Tennessee Titans taking on the Arizona Cardinals that are 2-2 after my Seahawks beat them in Thursday night football. This is at Arizona this time. I really actually it was at Arizona last time. So and I believe with them wearing their rivalry uniforms, the Seahawks wear their home uniforms because that's now our home field. So I actually take the home field advantage away. This is an even playing field. But with that being said, I think the Cardinals are a more well-rounded team. They have even with the loss of James Conner for the season, they have decent depth at running back between the three. I feel like they can get enough done. And their defensive line, even without Walter Nolan at the time, they're still playing at a really high level. Calais Campbell has been a really big addition for them. I believe it. He's 39 years old, and he's still doing it. And he's still blowing up double teams, and he's impossible to block one-on-one. And he just looks massive out there. But I think Kyler's going to, have a better game. Kyler, a.k.a. Sonic the Hedgehog, I expect him to run around quite a bit against the Tennessee Titans. And, Cam Ward hasn't looked bad, but I'm really going to have to see it versus this team. And, they're going to have to prove that they're not fighting for the number one pick. So go ahead and take that away, Rock.
Yeah, well, we ass, as Cam Ward would say. So I got the Cardinals winning 28-14. Something interesting about Cam Ward is that his best throws are on crossbody throws, which you're not supposed to do in the NFL. Uh, Other than that, let's talk about these Cardinals here. I do think Trey Benson is also out this game as well. So I think they got um,
Amari Demarcado and Michael Wilson, I believe.
yeah, those guys. Yeah. Oh, anyways, Marvin Harrison.
Or Michael Carter, not Michael Wilson.
Yeah,
Michael Carter.
Michael Carter. Yeah, yeah, there it is. We got. Oop, I went away. We got Tyler and MHJ really need to connect more consistently throughout the whole game, just not the end of the game. I do like that. MHJ did redeem himself. Um, Other than that, I just think the Cardinals are a more well-rounded team than the Titans, and they ain't ass, as Cam Ward would call his own team. So, Deeks, final thoughts?
Yeah, it's a stomping, dude. I got the Cardinals 24-7. I don't give the Titans even 10 points in this game. They are terrible. They are trash, and they should definitely look at a receiver for next year or whatnot. Obviously, build that team because, yeah, they're dog water, man. So there's not much I gotta say, man. They're at home. They're not gonna lose to Tennessee. There's no way, dude. They just got shut out by Houston, and Houston puts up 12 points a game, and they allowed Houston to score 26, dude. That's all I have to say about that. So.
Let's move on to the next one.
Go. Boy, yo, yo. All right, guys. And this is one of the most exciting matchups of the week. Not only because our both teams 3-1, both teams are wearing their throwback uniforms in Seattle. Seattle will be wearing their homes. The Bucks will be wearing their aways. So this will be really exciting. I'm looking forward to see if Seahawks can take advantage of a Bucks team that's dealing with some injuries. I know Jamel Dean is going to be out for this game. Bucky Irving is questionable, even though he returned the last game. I'm not sure if he's really going to play. It's not looking likely. But at the same time, Tristan Wirfs is expected to return. So even if Rachaad White is going to start in Bucky's wake, I do think that they might look a little more efficient than we will give them credit for with having that good of a running back lost, and a big playmaker to them. So I think the addition of Wirfs is even bigger than that. So I really want to see how that works. Of course, they still got Mike Evans out, but Ekbuka is making his case for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's leading all rookie receivers in yards and touchdowns. So I'm looking forward to seeing that matchup, who the Seahawks stick on him. But you guys know it's game time, and I'm not picking the Bucks. I got to take the Seahawks. I got my chin strap all up in my face, but I got to stick with the Seahawks here, man. The home team, they're hot right now, and I expect them to check the Bucks, mainly due to their defense. It's going to come down to Darnold taking care of the ball, but the Seahawks have looked really efficient, and the defense is going to give them some extra chances. So I got my final score on that is the Seahawks pulling it off 30-24. Deegs, do you want to take that away next?
Yeah, I mean, like CJ was saying, the Bucks have a lot of injuries and a lot of problems, and they just got beaten up by Philly, so it's tough for them, man. They started 3-0. They got to go to Seattle, which, by the way, is a really good time right now to be a Seattle sports fan in general. I mean, you got the Seahawks that are playing lights out defensively. They're actually second in points against, so they've been lights out. And I mean, if you love baseball, the Mariners are out there killing it. So I think Seattle's going to keep winning. They're going to have they're going to keep rolling on here. I think they're going to beat the Bucks for sure. It's just a better team. Defensively, they are very entertaining to watch. I do like that. Like I said, Mike McDonald has changed the culture here again. So yeah, it's for me, it's no brainer. It's still going to be a close game just because the Bucks are competitive. But I got Seattle winning 23-20. Seahawks at a 4-1 record. That's good, man. That's a good start. So, Brock, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a closer game just due to Tampa Bay's more scrappiness, more tenacity to stay into the game than people give them credit for, especially with all those injuries. I do think Bucky Irvin is out. I saw a report saying he was walking around on crutches or something. So I think it is going to be the Rashad Wright show at running back. Um, yeah, shout out my fantasy team with Mike Evans and Bucky Irvin, both dead. And other than that, Seattle, I do trust them to win this game, especially if it's at home. Last time, even as CJ said, if it comes down to Darnold's turnovers, last time I saw Darnold get like 2 turnovers, they blew out that team by like 14, 17 points. So it didn't even matter that he had the turnovers. Shout out my Steelers, you know. Uh, and then, yeah, but my final score is 28-21 Seattle. So other than that,
Hey,
any final thoughts, guys?
before we move on, though, Rashad White, though, he's another Sun Devil. So let's go, dude.
The second best Sun Devil running back in the NFL. How great! But I got a couple final thoughts on this. I would like to mention Todd Bowles. Now their head coach was their defensive coordinator when they won that Super Bowl back when they had Tom Brady starting. And Todd Bowles really likes to send some interesting pressure. He's a type of coach that will send Engage 8 and make you hate life. He'll make you make a play quickly, and he'll send an outside corner. He'll send both outside corners and the slot. He's that type of guy. He's unafraid to send pressure, and Seattle definitely still has an improved offensive line, but still shaky at times. One thing I do want to mention too about our run game is although it's looked a little more balanced between our play calls, the Seahawks ranked dead last, 32nd in yards or rush plays that go backwards. So we're getting hammered behind the line of scrimmage, trying to do outside runs, pitches, all that. I really, I want to see them moving forward, even if they are punting the ball. I want to see him in I formation a little more, using that rookie fullback Robbie Utes. So if you guys don't have any final thoughts, we all chose Seahawks and we can move on. You got anything, Rock?
Guys, Mbuka and Njigba, both from Ohio State. Does anyone know? So this is going to be a battle of Ohio State wide receivers, in my opinion. It's interesting to see which one of those former teammates, I think they play together, comes out on top, in my opinion.
Yeah, you got the best the best Buckeye receiver in the league, and then you got the
young Buckeye.
second.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
hating.
don't know which one's
Luka
which.
is killing it. I'm just a hater. All right, guys, let's keep it going.
Okay, next matchup is gonna be the 3-1 Detroit Lions versus the 2-2 Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals obviously are without Joe Burrow probably for a long time. Detroit is the number one scoring offense in the league. They're, I believe, top five in red zone touchdown percentage type stuff. Obviously, they have a lot of things that they can do, not even just in the pass game. We obviously saw Gibbs do a tremendous amount of work last week, so good on them. Cincinnati, well, this is back-to-back stompings for them, and expect a third stomping. This is yeah, give me the back-to-back-to-back stomping here. Cincinnati cannot slow anything on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, they have Jake Browning, and that's all you need to know, man. They have no offense, and their team is in shambles. So, overall, I do have Detroit winning, I believe, 31-17. 31-17. And yeah, Cincinnati, yeah, that's just where it's at. Rock, what you got?
Yeah, I got Detroit winning 35-7. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, hate Jake Browning. You can watch him. You can watch him yell at him on the sidelines. It's clear. I think Trey Hendrickson at least got banged up last game. I'm not sure if he's playing this week or not. If he's not, I mean, that's just even more reason why the Lions are going to win. I mean, he was going to help a little bit, but one guy doesn't win the game. He doesn't stop the Detroit offense, in my opinion. He can't
Yeah,
do everything. He's not
if Trey
Superman.
Hendrickson had 7 sacks, I feel like they
It
might
wouldn't.
still lose.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if he broke the single game sack record in this game. It would not matter, and that's just how bad the Bengals are, in my opinion. Um, I think it's crazy that everybody said that them in Baltimore were going to be the top of the AFC North this year, and they're letting the Cleveland Browns and Steelers walk away with it, and the Cleveland Browns aren't really walking, they're limping. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about this matchup. CJ, what you got?
Yeah, I got to agree with you guys. It's a pretty easy pick this week. I got to go Lions. I got them winning 34-14. I feel like I'm being a little generous given the Bengals 14 points. I don't want to completely trash on Jake Browning. He's not the talent that Joe Burrow is. And he's stepping in there. He's doing what he can, and but it's not enough. And the Bengals defense without Trey Hendrickson, possibly as you mentioned, is I just don't see them having even the ability to allow 91 rush yards or 94 rush yards to Gibbs like the Browns held him to. I expect him to get over 100 this game. The Lions will be playing with the lead, and they're going to try to make the Bengals one-dimensional, and I think it'll happen in the first quarter relatively quickly. Any final thoughts on that, you guys?
Go Detroit. Don't make me sad this week. Don't make us sad this week, Detroit. Don't get upsetted.
3 idiots, Lions. 0
Yeah.
idiots, Bengals. Hey, but if they win, we're all really going to look like some idiots. So
I think the whole world would look like some idiots if Bengals won this week.
I know. I don't think they judge us for that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's keep it rolling. Let's do it.
Boy. All right, guys, we got the Commanders at the Chargers. We got 2 of the 3 bipolar teams, in my opinion. I can never get the Commanders or at least Atlanta right. Chargers are now going to enter that bipolar thing for me since they're without both of their starting tackles. No Khalil Mack. Yeah, that's, Justin Herbert struggled against the Giants, but then again, I don't blame him because Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Sexy Dexy just were eaten. I mean, Sexy Dexy even had a tip pick, almost brought it back for a touchdown. I wanted to see it.
Gotta love to see the big boy run, man.
Right. When I see one of my fellow people of the big community start running like that, I get excited.
Hey, come on, just one time, get in the end zone, dude. Get in there.
Get there, man. Come on, get there. But enough about the Giants. This ain't about them. Commanders. Like I said, bipolar team. They beat no, they lost to Atlanta, right? I think they lost to Atlanta when I picked them to beat Atlanta, and then they. I don't know. I'm like I'm always off on them. I think I'm 0-4 when I pick say something about the Commanders. It's a tough team for me to judge, but I do get the Chargers winning 21-8 or to 17 actually. But with my luck, it just means it's going to be a Commanders win. But I'm still picking the Chargers. Uh, Deegs, what you think about it, man?
Yeah, these are two bipolar teams, man. Yeah, every time I pick the Commanders, I'm in the same boat as Rock. I always lose, and it sucks. Um, but it also is the fact that Jaden Daniels has been out, and I'm pretty sure I've heard reports that he's supposed to come back. So, we'll see what that, entails and how that's going to affect the game. Obviously, their right guard, Cosme, who's not really that bad, he's out, and one of their wide receivers is out, Noah Brown. On the Chargers side, I mean, when you lose two tackles, like two young perennial, like gonna be probably all pros and actual, superstars
Oh,
in this league, like it's how do you bounce back from that, man? And they lost to the Giants out of everything. So it's like, what do they do now? Like, where are they gonna go with? I think the only thing they have for their advantage is the fact that Khalil Mack is out, but their defense has still played pretty good, like pretty decent. And obviously, the number one concern for me is Derwin James. He is questionable right now, so we'll see if he even plays on Sunday, man. So overall, this is tough for me because every time I pick one of these teams, they let me down. Uh, I'm a I'm a roll with the Chargers on this one, 21-17. I think they're angry from that giant loss. I think they can somehow pull it out and obviously Justin Herbert is he's got some legs in him, so he might be running for his life a little bit with those two tackles out, but I believe they're going to be a better football team come Sunday. CJ, what you got?
Yeah, man. Let me tell you guys why you're wrong. But let me first compliment the Chargers defense because as cliche as it sounds, every coach, we all grew up playing football. We grew up playing sports. Every coach says it's all about the ball. Get to the ball, get to the ball, get to the ball. But the Chargers are really one of those teams where you see it out on the field. You see players not taking plays off. They don't have they're not the top heaviest team when it comes to defensive stars, even though, as you guys mentioned, the Khalil Mack, Derwin James, even if they were in the lineup, they have a lot of like middle tier guys, a lot of young talent. And the way they move to the ball is really impressive. Their defense is highly underrated, but there's two reasons why the Commanders are going to win this game 30-27. Jaden Daniels.
is he back? Is he back? Is it
He's back.
confirmed?
Yeah,
So
he is back.
he's
Uh,
expected to play. So I got to stay with him. I think not so scary Terry is going to look scary this game with the return of Jaden Daniels. He's going to want to prove that he still has it, as a receiver in his 30s, but ultra talented. So I got the Commanders pulling it off 30-27. I think they're really going to rally behind Daniels, but I think it'll also come down to a quarterback confidence battle between Herbert and Daniels coming off of that injury. Who is really going to show out? Who is going to make the final plays when they need to? That's what it's going to come down to. So, if you guys don't got any final thoughts on that,
no,
we can
No.
just move it on. Let's keep it going.
All right, guys. Sunday night football. We got New England at Buffalo. 2-2 New England, 4-0 Buffalo. Buffalo's defending. They're going 5-0. Even though I do think New England's going to play them tough, it's not going to be as easy as Buffalo thinks it will be. They let the Saints play them tough. You know, I'm worried about Buffalo a little bit. Like I said last week, if they didn't score like 50 on the Saints, I was going to be concerned a little bit concerned. Um, thank God they have Josh Allen and James Cook. But other than that, Buffalo, I don't see too much coming from Buffalo's offense. Um, these teams know each other, obviously. I don't know. The Patriots look pretty good last week, like really good last week. Sure, it was against Carolina, but whenever you score 42 points and hold a team to nothing, it's something to talk about. So, other than that, let CJ, what you got, man?
Yeah, dude, the Patriots are hot after that last game that's for sure. I don't care how bad an NFL team is. No sorry team blows out a team 42-0. It just doesn't happen in the NFL. These are professionals, we're talking about. But with that being said, Buffalo is just the better team. The Patriots play them tough. They have historically. They've got a couple wins on them, even during the Bucks. Really successful recent history. But I got to stay true with the Bucks. I just think they're an overall better team. Much better quarterback situation when it comes to playmaking. Just on the move. When stuff kind of collapses, Josh Allen can put the entire team on his back and go make a play over and over and over again. I can't exactly trust Drake May to do that, as consistently. Of course, as somebody who's in the MVP race in Josh Allen, and I would also like to mention, as Rock did, James Cook. I mean, the dude looks straight untackleable this season. So, and the way they're using him is genius. I'm glad they're really feeding him the ball. I hope he can stay healthy. But I got Buffalo pulling this thing off 35-20. Any final thoughts on that?
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
Deeks, go ahead. My fault.
no, no worries, no worries. I got you. I'm skipping. I
Forgot
got you. I
about you.
got you. No, yeah, right, right. I'm in the shadows. Um,
Just the host. No big deal.
yeah, right. No
Just
big deal.
fine.
Yeah, yeah. What am I doing, man? Two football idiots, not
Anyways,
three. You know what I
moving
mean?
on.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I do have Buffalo winning this game 23-20, and I think it is going to be close. When you look at the Buffalo Bills, I think we can all agree we're not out here looking at the Buffalo Bills defense, right? We're not. It's not we're like, oh, look at this. We're looking at Josh Allen and the high-powered offense that they do, right? Every Sunday they put up points. And so here's the thing is that nostalgia comes in. The Patriots head coach is Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel was part of those Super Bowl like champion Patriot teams, man. He's bringing that culture back there. He's bringing that style of football. He's bringing that top defense back. And so that's on that if Buffalo was not able to I mean, like Rock said last week, Buffalo could not put up 50 points. They made the Saints look like
Good. They made him look
like
pretty
a
good.
really good team, man. And now you're playing New England, and this rivalry that was at one point one sided, it's one sided again. I feel like there's a shift, man. There's like a teetering thing going on here. And I'm not saying that the Patriots are better or not. I'm just saying that they are definitely looking like they can be competitive again and start slowly actually competing again. So this will be a test for the Bills. I think they will be 5-0 when it's all said and done, but this is not the same old Patriots. This is not a team that you just go in, you scratch off a dub, man. Like this is actually a good fundamental football team, and they're top 10 in defense, man, in a lot of categories. They actually have like the top three run defense as well. So James Cook, I don't expect a big game from this guy. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is gonna be a really close game. I do think that this game will go down to a Buffalo Bills defense that needs to stop New England. That's what it's going to come down to, and that's where it's at. It's going to be a good game though. It's a good Sunday night matchup. It's underrated to me, honestly. So, any thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, we could probably move it on right after you were done.
Boy, okay. Monday Night Football. 2-2 Chiefs going to Duval. 3-1
Oh,
Jacksonville. 3-1 Jacksonville Jaguars. You can call them the 1-3, the pretenders, whatever you want to call them. But they're 3-1, man. Their defense is showing out. They're definitely playing some tough football. Still don't truly believe in Trevor Lawrence 100%. But on the other side, you have the Chiefs. They started 0-2. I think that everybody in the planet was like, well, this team's going to suck, and they're not even good enough. You know when the last time they ever said that about a really, really like GOAT quarterback, and that is Tom Brady and the Pats when they started 0-2, and they're like, oh, they're done. So with that said, you don't count out Mahomes. you don't count out the Chiefs quite yet. They're getting healthier. Xavier Worthy looked really good. They have Kareem Hunt. He's included in that game. I know that Baltimore was fading away with all their injuries, crippling injuries. But at the end of the day, I think the Chiefs have an established thing. They have a quarterback that's in process of, if he retire right now, he's a Hall of Famer, first ballot. And the Jaguars are still figuring it out. So I have the Chiefs winning this game. Uh, 26-21 or 26-20, excuse me. I just feel like the Chiefs are getting healthier. Their defense isn't even that bad. They have a really good defensive coordinator in Spagnuolo, who knows what he's doing. Throws a lot of packages out there that you're like, what am I doing? What am I running? And it's going to really make Trevor Lawrence think a lot. So Kansas City's going to win this game, and that'll be their third straight win for me. So, CJ, what you got?
Yeah, man. Although there's some excitement in Duval, and this is a Seahawks and Jigba jersey, not a Jacksonville jersey. They beat the 49ers last week, so I almost ordered one. They I was that excited, about them losing to the Jaguars. I'm like, to the Jags, but all jokes aside, though, going into that game where they beat the 49ers, they were taking the ball away 3 times per game. Um, so, I'd like to say the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is underrated, but people are starting to know about them now and know that they have that ability to take the ball away and that they really want to. And but I do expect Mahomes to take care of that thing. As you mentioned before, Xavier Worthy coming back was huge for him. He had a touchdown last game, a ton of targets. So he seems to be fully healthy, at least enough to go out there, and with this extra week of preparation, I think that's really going to help too. So I think Kansas City is going to look more like the team we expected them to be going into the season now that they're a little more healthy. So I got them pulling this one off 30-21. I think Jacksonville is going to hang around, but I do expect Kansas City to be able to pull away at the end. You got anything to add to that, Rock?
Yeah, so I'm a little tossed up here right now. So ETN is top three. I think Devin Lloyd is top three in takeaways, turnovers. I think Aloha is like Jaguar has a lot of people in the top of every stat right now. They got a lot of players in top five, top three in stats right now. Um, Kansas City, on the other hand, they're getting their mojo back. I mean, when they're playing a team that can't even pressure Mahomes, they're going to look good, in my opinion. If you give Mahomes all the time he needs in the world, you're not going to win that game, as we saw last week. Um, you know, I do have the Chiefs circled right now, but something's really yelling at me to take the Jaguars. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just for the sake of being different. So I'm gonna be different this week. I'm gonna be different.
Okay.
Oh, the
I'm gonna take.
chain.
So my original score was Chiefs 28-21. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna say Jags 28, Chiefs 21. But it's probably gonna bite me in the ass. But I just want to be different. Something's yelling at me right now and say pick Jacksonville, and I might have to go kick that something's ass if I'm wrong. So
Yeah,
other than
I
that,
respect it. I respect
yeah,
it.
I do respect it.
They have
yeah,
a super underrated rush attack too, like as you mentioned.
yeah. I just think their defense is going to be too disruptive for Mahomes. The last 2 games he's had kind of a quiet, you know, he wasn't really harassed that much. I think Jacksonville's going to harass him. Um, Other than that, any last thoughts, or are we wrapping this up? How we
I
feeling?
mean, honestly, the thing is the Chiefs' defense against the run is actually not great. So, that could be a really big game changer in terms of Jacksonville, which they love running the ball. So, you know,
And a bit of depth there too with 2 rookies, I believe, right? And Bashal Tutin and Etienne's little brother. So
hmm hmm
yeah, they got a good amount of depth there. So yeah, we'll see. I haven't got a chance to watch their O line and see how they're affecting the run game quite yet, but um, they must be doing all right. So
Well, outside zones, I think that's what they're doing. I haven't seen much like inside zone or inside running, but a lot of outside. Just get ETN out into open space, and he just goes
hmm
flying. So, other than that, guys, let us know your picks if you're even following along. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment, tell us how idiotic we are, and hit that noti bell. If you like what we got. So see y'all next week.
Yeah, and everybody, hands in. We got to do it. Let's end it the same way we started. All right, idiots on me. Idiots on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Idiot.
All right, see y'all in week 6. Like and subscribe. Peace.
Wow, wow, wow.